Hey guys, Starks here. It got a little late tonight to do our aiming series, so we're going to do a little short video tonight on gloves and tabs. So we're going to go over the differences in traditional archery between a glove and a tab, and then at the end we're going to set up a tab. I'll show you how to trim one of those and get it right. First of all, we're going to talk about our traditional glove. These things are pretty common, been around for decades and decades. It's what most of us would have grown up shooting. This is one style of an archery glove. You can see it goes over 3 fingers. Got the nice leather piece here on the back of your hand. Got an elastic piece here that flexes and gives. This is an open palm glove. Some of these gloves will have leather that attaches here and covers the palm and attaches here to our wrist strap. That is for a little more protection, especially if you get a deeper hook. I myself shoot 2-finger. I get a very, very deep hook. I'm about halfway between this joint and this joint is where my string hits. So this glove would not work for me to be comfortable. I just couldn't get the string in there. When I did, the string would be behind the glove. So if I shot a glove, I would need one that had the full palm piece. These things are really, really easy to care for. Keep them dry. You may have to oil them every now and then if you do get them wet. But there's not a lot to go wrong here. Eventually they'll wear out. You buy another one, you start shooting it, it'll break itself in a few sessions. So these are really, really easy, especially for kids or beginning archers who want to try to get into traditional archery. Those are some of the pros about these. They're really easily obtainable, all different sizes. Like I said, really, really simple. Some of the cons about these, like I said, for me, this style wouldn't work. I need a palm piece style. The reason that I don't use gloves anymore is because I don't like having my fingers capped like that. When I get to my anchor, I like to feel my finger. These gloves, I feel the leather there instead of my finger, and I just don't care for that feeling. Absolutely nothing wrong with these gloves. There's still a lot of people who use these. A lot of guys use these in and out of the range. You can go 3 under, you can go split finger. They're very versatile. I just don't prefer them. And like I said, it's not a knock on these gloves. It's just something that I would rather not have. I'd rather shoot a tab. So that's the archery glove here, kind of the ins and outs of that. All right, next up, I want to talk about tabs. There's several different kind of tabs that we have. The first one is one I did a video on the other day. This is my Ginger Ninja tab. It's a synthetic material called Squadron B52 with leather behind it. The plate there is wood, but this is a 2-finger tab. So like I said before, I shoot 2 fingers. So this tab protects my 2 fingers from the bowstring. So this is a 2-finger tab. The next one I want to talk about is what most of us probably grew up with when somebody said tabs or we thought about tabs, is this style tab. This is a 3-finger tab, but it is a split finger tab. You can see how it's got the split between the 2 fingers. And I've got a piece here that goes in between your fingers to keep you from pinching the arrow nock. The way this tab works, when you grab the bowstring, your arrow actually sets in that little slot there, just like this. So you're 1 finger above, 2 fingers below. This is a split finger tab. These were really common and still are for those traditional shooters who anchor at the corner of their mouth and run split finger. This would be a calf hair tab. It's got a suede leather backing plate, but this part here is calf hair. That is still really popular. Good clean release on that calf hair. The thing about the calf hair tabs is after a while, this calf hair will start to break off. It'll wear down and you'll be left with just like a top grain leather tab there. The one we talked about before, my Ginger Ninja tab, this material will not break down as fast as leather. Really durable, really slick. It'll stay really consistent throughout the life of that tab. The next tab that I'm going to talk about, this is just a standard leather tab, right-handed leather tab. I sold it upside down, a little buckle on the back. This is actually a tab that I made. So the way this tab works is another 300 tab. Tighten the toggle in the back if you want to, and you can kind of see there. Now, you would look at this tab and think that this tab is actually too small for my hand. In reality, this tab is much too large for my hand. And what I mean by that is when I go to anchor, you can see how much leather is sticking out past my fingers. So on the glove, you just pick it up off the shelf, you shoot it, and it's good to go. Our tabs, we have to do a little work on before we start shooting them. Most people that pick up these tabs will shoot them just like this, and they don't like them because the tab smacks their face. As that string comes off your face, it will push this leather and it'll pop you right in the nose or in the lips, and it's very uncomfortable. So if you've ever bought a tab and didn't like it, chances are it was too long like this one is. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn this camera around here in a minute. I'm going to show you how to mark this tab and trim this tab and get a correct fitment. So be right back. All right, guys, the first thing I want to do when I'm marking this tab is I want to make sure that it's in place. If it's slid forward like this, it still looks right on the back. But if it's slid forward and the palm piece isn't where it's supposed to be, we're going to trim it incorrectly. So I want to make sure that it's sitting back where it should. The next thing I want to do is curl my fingers. And you can see how much leather there is actually left over. The third thing I'm going to take this Sharpie and I'm just going to trace around my fingers. Just like that. Okay. And I'm not trying to get too close. I ran it, didn't angle the Sharpie or anything. I ran it pretty straight up and down. But you can see there about how much material I want to take off. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tab off. This is a 2-layer tab. I'm actually going to trim both layers at the same time. And I'm not really concerned about getting all these dips, okay? So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trimming this. And I'm just going to go to the high spots. But I'm wanting to trim the line off the tab, okay? And when I get here, I'm just going to kind of angle it up a little bit and cut it all the way up to this base plate. Okay, so if you're looking at it from this side, it's going to be that way. So when I put it back on, I'm going to test it, make sure that palm piece is where it should be, and I'm going to curl my fingers. Now, see what happened there. I've trimmed both of these even, but this front layer now is still too long. So what I'm going to do is after I get this trim from the back, I cut them both the same length, I'm going to peel the back layer and get down to the front layer, which would be the layer against the string. I'm going to cut about another 1/8 to 3/16 inch off the front section. I don't have to trim it on the sides, just the front. So if you're looking at it from the front there, now you can see that the front section is actually shorter than the back. But what happens is when you put that tab on and you curl it, now they're even again, okay? So that's how you trim your tab. That way, when that string is introduced, you can see it still protects my fingers, but as my fingers roll out, this piece of leather is not extending past my fingers, or it doesn't come out and smack me in the nose anymore while I'm shooting. So that is how you set up and trim your tab. You can see I did it on my Ginger Ninja tab. See how that back one's a little longer, but when they fold over, they're like they should be. See there. And even a 3-finger or a split finger tab, this one has not been trimmed. If I was going to shoot this, same thing. Let me check the fitment on it. These are a little harder to get on and off. But as I curled my fingers, yep, I would still need to trim parts of this tab. So if you've tried your tab and it's not comfortable because you're hitting your nose with it or whatever, that is how you trim and set up your tab. Guys, thanks for joining us for tonight's videos. And whether you prefer your glove, a split finger tab, a 3-finger, 3-under tab, or a 2-finger tab, the main part, guys, is shoot what you are comfortable with, shoot what makes you happy, and go out and actually shoot. Thanks for being with us tonight on this video. Hopefully Saturday afternoon I'll get back on our aiming series. I'm shooting a tournament tomorrow evening, so I don't know that I'll have time to put out a video, but we'll try to get some footage of us shooting an indoor 3D tournament. Saturday I'll try to get the next installment of the aiming out the gap aiming style, which is what I do, so I can help you guys out with that. And then Sunday we're going to try to do a 3D outdoor shoot if the weather permits, so I'm hoping to have some footage on that. Guys, like, share, comment on these videos. If there's anything you want to know about or want me to go over, we'll be more than happy to get those videos out to you. Thanks again, and we'll see you later.